Good evening, everybody. Welcome to game number 4. Game number 3 between Pennsylvania and Appalachian State. At the Appalachian State Falcons were able to win 2 games on the road, 7-6 in game 1, having scored 4 runs in the 9th inning. And in capitalizing on Lou Burdett's brilliant pitching in game 2 for the 4-0 shutout, and Todd Hundley delivering the 2 home runs and driving all 4 runs, has given the Appalachian State Falcons a chance to win the series outright against Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania down 0-2, looking to send Christy Mathewson to the mound, who went 17-8 this year, even though he had a very high ERA of 5.46 and a whip ratio of 1.530. Wilbur Cooper in 15 starts with 9-3 this year, with a 3.44 ERA. He's looking to pick up his first ever playoff win and looking to sort of end this series and get them to move on. Well, a big opportunity for Appalachian State, but Pennsylvania looking to keep this series going as we head into game 4. So we're going to start this game tonight at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And Wilbur Cooper starting off here. It'll be Honus Wagner, Ken Griffey Jr., and Stan Musial. Wagner's 2 for 8 this series. The 0-1 pitch to him. There it is. It's a ground ball and a base hit to left. 91 RBIs this year for Wagner. He's on with a leadoff single. 1 for 7 on RBI for Ken Griffey Jr., the 3-2 pitch. There's a line drive. There's a base hit to right. First and third now. Nobody out. And Wilbur Cooper already in trouble. And Stan Musial 4 for 9 this series. He's going to hit the first ball hitting, and there's a ground ball to third. Will fire to first. That'll play it in a run. Some usual RBI ground out scored Wagner. And just like that, a 1-0 lead. Mike Piazza's 3 for 8 in this series with a home run and 3 RBIs. He was able to rip a big 3-run home run in the 5th inning of game 1. That sort of gave him a lead, and that pretty much dissipated. The 3-1 of Piazza. Here's a drive. It is high. It is deep at the track, at the wall. It is gone. A 2-run home run from Mike Piazza. His 2nd home run of the postseason. And Piazza makes it 3-0 for the Phillies. Just like that, Cooper's in trouble without even Mathewson throwing a pitch. Hack Wilson 3 for 9 on RBI this series. He's going first ball hitting. He lines on the left and he draws a base hit. Reggie Jackson's 2 for 8 this series. 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball that's hit to left. This will be playable by Burkett. It'll be the 2nd out of the inning. Boy, Pennsylvania came up to hit, and boy, they made him pay here. Buddy Bell 1 for 9 in this series. The 2-1 pitch to him. He gets hit. Tommy Herr 2 for 8 this series. The 3-1 to him. He walks him. The bases are loaded for Christy Mathewson. The 2-1 to Mathewson. Here's a ground ball to second. Mazeroski playing it in, and that'll end it. But Pennsylvania will score 3 runs on 4 hits, highlighted by Piazza's big 2-run homer to deep center field. So you have Burkett, Combs, and Browning come on and hit. Burkett is 7 for 10 in for the first 2 games. 4 hits the first game, 3 hits the next. And it'll be up to Mathewson to keep the Falcons off the base pass, especially off the scoreboard. First ball hitting here for Burkett. There's a ground ball to second. A nice play by her who throws at the first, collects the first out. So very important out here. As it gets Burkett, has been red hot. Another player has been red hot is Earl Combs. He's 6 for 10 with an RBI. 13 hits among the first 2 hitters. There's a ground ball, the first sharply hit, but right at Musial for the second out. Pete Browning's 5 for 8 this series. 18 hits in the first 2 games between the first 3 hitters and 2 RBIs. The 1-0 to Browning. There's a ground ball to short. Wagner will fire to first and a 1-2-3 inning. On to the top of the second. Wagner again. 9 runners came up to the plate last time. And Wagner looking again to get on base. First ball hitting here. There's a ground ball to short. Nice throw by Pee Wee Reese for the first out. Griffey Jr. singled. Later scored on Piazza's homer. There's a dry base hit the other way. Down into the corner. Burkett picks up the ball, fires it to second, but not in time. And Ken Griffey Jr. with an opposite field double. He's on at second with 1 out. Musial 0 for 1, but drove in a run. The 1-0 pitch to him. There's a line drive and a base hit to left. Junior's going to come around. The throw to the plate, he'll get him. Nice throw by Burkett to pick up the second out. But a base hit for Musial nonetheless. Piazza with a 2-run homer his last time up. A 1-0 pitch to him. There's a fly ball left. He'll be caught by Burkett. That'll end the inning. Good defense by Burkett to gun Griffey Jr. at home. And it's still 3-0 Pennsylvania. George Brett 1 for 9 with an RBI in this series. He's due to make a bit of a comeback here. The 0-2 pitch here. There's a ground ball. The first. Musial will pick up the ball and make the put out unassisted at first. Todd Hundley, the 2-2 to him. Struck him out. Nice fastball on the outside corner for out number 2. David Wright, the 0-1. There's a ground ball to second. Kerr picks it up, fires to first. And a 1-2-3 inning again for Appalachian State. Pennsylvania up 3-0 here. Hack Wilson, he singled last time up, the 2-0 to him. There's a ground ball and another base hit up the middle for Wilson. Leadoff single for Wilson. He's 2 for 2 today. Jackson's 0 for 1. A 3-2 to him. There's a ground ball to short. Wagner was playing deep in a hole, picks up the ball, fires it to first, and out goes Jackson. But Wilson will advance to second and then score in position. Buddy Bell got hit by a pitch. A 2-1 to him, though. There's a ground ball to short. Great defense there by Bulky Reese. Gets the job done. And out number 2, Tommy Herr here. Got walked last time up. There's a ground ball to third. Wright will throw to first. That'll end the inning. Some great defense by Pokey Reese. 2 solid plays. Prevent the Phillies from scoring. They're still 3-0 as they go to the bottom of the third. Pee Wee Reese, Mazeroski, and Wilbur Cooper. Reese is 1 for 8, but he's not there for his hitting, so he's there for his good defend. There's a ground ball to short. Wagner will gun it to first. That'll be the first out. Mazeroski, the 2-2 to him. The ground ball to second. Tommy here will fire to first. There's a second out. Here's Wilbur Cooper, a 3-2 to him. Struck him out with an inside fastball. That'll end the inning. So after 3, Pennsylvania's taking a 3-0 lead. Some solid pitching here by Mathewson. Speaking of whom, he's coming up to hit. A 1-0 to him. There's a ground ball to short. Pee Wee Reese fires at the first. There's the first out of the inning. Wagner's 1 for 2 today. He's going first ball hunting. There's a ground ball to second. Mazeroski fires at the first. And just like that, 2 down in this inning. Griffey Jr. has singled and doubled and has scored the 1-2 to Griffey. Struck him out on a fastball outside corner. I believe it's the first strikeout of the game for Cooper. So after 4, 3-0 Pennsylvania, Wilbur. Cooper is starting to settle in here. The top of the order with Burkett, Combs, and Browning. First ball hitting it for Burkett. It's a weak ground ball to third. Buddy Bell will not make a play. A weak chopper and an infield hit for Burkett, and it's the first hit of the Falcons. Combs, the 1-2. It's a ground ball to second for 6-3, not in time. Boy, that was a close play at first. They get the lead runner, 1 down, and Browning coming up was 0 for 1 so far today. The 2-1 pitch to him. Here's a drive. He rips it the other way, but it is caught by Jackson. It's a great one-handed catch for the second out. George Brett, the 0-2. Ground ball the first, right at Musial. That'll end the inning. And despite the 1 hit by Burkett, no runs are scored. Musial, Piazza, and Wilson coming up. The pitch to Musial. 2-1. Ground ball to second. Mazeroski picks it up, fires the first, gets the out. Piazza, 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer today. The 1-2 to Piazza. It's a ground ball to third. Wright will fire the first. There's a second out. And the infield's been playing some really solid baseball and getting these outs. Hack Wilson, 2 for 2 today. 2 singles. The 2-1. Ground ball to short. Pee Wee Reese fires at the first, and a 1-2-3 inning. 4 shutout innings here for Cooper. As it's just really settled down. It's too bad he's had a really bad first inning. But now it's up to the Falcons to come in and score some runs. Todd Hundley went 2 for 5 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs last game. He's 0 for 1 in this game. The 1-1 pitch to Hundley. There's a line drive and a base hit to right. Leadoff single for Hundley. David Wright, 0 for 1 today. The 1-0. There's a ground ball to third. 5-4. 4-3, not in time. Buddy Bell did get the lead runner, though. Here's Pee Wee Reese, the 2-0. Here's a drive that is hit the left center. This will be playable for Ken Griffey Jr. He's under it. Makes the second out of the inning. In comes Bill Mazeroski, who's 2 for 8, but is struggling with the bat here. There's a ground ball to second. Tommy Hurt will just throw to first. That'll end the inning. And Appalachian State, courtesy of Mathewson's solid pitching, go down quietly. Cooper has thrown 73 pitches through 5 innings. Jackson, Bell, and Hurt coming in. The 2-1 to Jackson. Line drive, but right at Mazeroski for the first out of the inning. The 2-1 to Bell. Drive to center. This was playable for Earl Combs. He's under this one and will collect the out for out number 2. Tommy Hurl for 1 with a walk today. The 3-1 pitch to him. There's a line shot and a base hit to left. So the first base hit for Tommy Hurl. Mathewson coming in hit here. The 1-2 to Cooper. Struck him out on a good changeup to win the inning. And nothing across for Pennsylvania once again. Lemon will come in and pinch hit, and that'll be it for Wilbur Cooper. And Jimmy Lemon to come on in here for pinch hit. Pitch shows a ground ball right at Wagner, will fire to first. There's a first out of the inning. Christy, Mathewson. It's thrown 55 pitches, and he's into the sixth. He's just been lights out here. Jesse Burkett, the 3-0. He gets walked with one out. Combs, the 1-1. There's a drive, and it hits the right center field into the gap for extra bases. Burkett running super hard here. Combs running the third. He's going to come in at third with a triple. And an RBI triple for Combs, scoring Burkett. And finally, the Falcons played their first run of the game. It's 3-1. Browning coming in hit. The 1-2. There's a ground ball right to the shortstop. Deep in the hole, he will not have a play. As Pete Browning drives him a run with an infield single. It is now 3-2. Pennsylvania. Man on first, one down. George Brett, the 0-1. Ground ball to second. Fires to second for one on a first double play, inning over. But they do score 2 runs. And Appalachian State has made a game of it. It is now 3-2 for Pennsylvania, and to the top of the 7th. Sean Marshall pitching in his second inning of work. No, well, not his second inning of work. Sean Marshall, excuse me, playing in his second game of the series. And looking to sort of keep the score as is. First ball hitting here is Wagner. There's a ground ball to short. Pee Wee fires to first, gets the out. Griffey, 2 for 3 today with a double. The 1-2 pitch to Griffey. Struck him out, an inside fastball got him. Musial, 1 for 3 with an RBI. The 0-2 to him. Struck him out, nice fastball, that'll end it. And nothing across in the top of the 7th here. Appalachian State have picked up 2 runs in the 6th, and they sort of have some momentum going to the 7th here. Mathewson, 5 solid innings, but gave up 2 runs in the 6th. He's in the 7th now, the 1-2 pitch to Hundley. Here's a fly ball that is hit to left field. Back is Wilson, near the track, will make the out for the first out. David Wright, the 0-1. Here comes a pitch. There's a ground ball hard hit to Wagner. He'll fire to first. There's a second out of the inning. Pee Wee Reese, 0 for 2 today. The 3-2 to him. Struck him out, nice fastball. That'll end it. And through 7, Pennsylvania has a 3-2 lead. Piazza, Wilson, and Jackson. And Marshall pitching in the second inning of work. The 2-1 pitch. Here's a fly ball to left field. This is playable for Wilson. That'll pick up the first out. Let's start for Marshall again. Hack Wilson, the 2-2. Struck him out. Brilliant fastball outside corner. Reggie Jackson, the 2-2. He strikes him out with a slider. That'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3, nothing across for Pennsylvania. And the Falcons once again with Mazeroski, Marshall, and Burkett. Mazeroski 0 for 2 today. A 1-1 pitch to him. There's a ground ball to short. What a nice play by Wagner. He'll throw the ball away, though. Ball's off target. Then Mazeroski makes it on with an error. Toby Harrah coming to pitch hit. A 1-1 by Mathewson. Here's a fly ball that is hidden to left. This is playable for Hack Wilson. He picks up the first out of the inning. One down for Jesse Burkett, top of the order, 1 for 2 today. The 1-2 pitch to him. Here's a drive to center, but it's right at Griffey for the second out of the inning. Ball was scorched, but right at him. Combs 1 for 3 with an RBI triple. The 2-2 to him. There's a ground ball to short. And Wagner collects the final out of the inning, bottom of the eighth, and to the top of the ninth now. Sean Marshall pitched 2 shutout innings. And in comes Billy Wagner. Billy Wagner, making his second appearance of the series, was able to pitch 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout in game 2 to provide Lou Burdett his first win of the playoffs. Well, yeah, Bell, her, and then Mathewson. We'll see what they do with Mathewson here. The 2-1 pitch by Billy Wagner. There's a ground ball down the line, fair ball. Fair ball. Bell's in there with a double. Tommy Herr. Yeah, 2-2. We pop up to the shortstop. Reese, there's the first out of the inning. Dick Allen coming in pinch hit. His third appearance of the series. The 0-2. Struck him out. What a nice fastball, 90 miles an hour. Just blew by him. 1-for-4 is Wagner, the 2-2 to him. Struck him out, nice fastball, that'll end the inning. Nothing across for Pennsylvania. And an opportunity for Bruce Sutter to make amends for his poor performance in game 1. Gave up 4 runs in the 9th inning, picked up a blown save and a loss. So it'll be Browning, Brett, and Hundley. With Bruce Sutter coming up here. 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits, 4 runs, and a strikeout. The 2-2 to Pete Browning. Here's the pitch. With ground ball, the shortstop, Wagner picks it up, fires at the first, gets the out, and gets Browning. There's out number 1. The pitch to Brett. The 2-2. We pop up to the third baseman. No, it's Piazza that Campanella that waves him off. And that, my friends, is out number 2. The final out here looking to be recorded. Hundley went for 3 today, the 3-2 to him. There's a drive in the left center, but this will be playable for Wilson. He's under, he makes the catch. This ball game's over. So the final out here by Bruce Sutter, and I'll do it as Pennsylvania prevails 3-2. They hang out for the win. So Pennsylvania, 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error for Appalachian State. The winning pitcher is Christy Mathewson, who has essentially temporarily saved the season for Pennsylvania. It goes 1-0. Wilbur Cooper just had a really tough start, tough first inning, those 3 runs. Pitched well the rest of the way, but he still gets tagged with a loss. He's not 0-1. And Bruce Sutter, who was scheduled slated to save game 1, didn't. This time he does pick up and nail down his first save of the playoffs. And it's a tremendous performance here by Pennsylvania. They started off strong. The bats went cold pretty much the rest of the way. And Appalachian State made a game of it a little bit in the bottom of the 6th, but they were unfortunately unable to do the job. And the fans at Mercedes-Benz Park go home a little bit disappointed, knowing that they might have squandered an opportunity to sort of eliminate Pennsylvania here. Give them one win here, and all you've seen so far is the road teams having won 3 games out of 3. And I think both managers are wondering, well, what does it take for us to win a game at home? You'd think with all the advantages that they would be able to fare better, and yet they do not. Well, just a great performance there by Christy Mathewson. Went 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts with the win. Suter, a flawless 9th inning. No strikeouts, but he didn't need to pick up the win. Wilbur Cooper pitches 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, all of them in the first inning, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. He gets tagged with a loss. Sean Marshall pitched 2 innings, no hits, no earned runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. And Billy Wagner pitches 1 inning, 1 hit, no earned runs, and 2 strikeouts. Sort of put a little bow on it right here. So big win, no question about it. This is the type of baseball they needed to do. And they did it. 45,807 fans. Bit disappointed, but Pennsylvania sees them pick up the win. And we'll see them in game 4. We'll probably have to decide who are going to be the stars for Pennsylvania, which might be Rube Waddell, or they might go back to Eddie Walsh, who didn't pitch poorly in game 1 at all. So Eddie Plank pitched in game 1. You've seen it in farewell, and Mathewson was really masterful in game 3. So we'll see what's going to happen. Decisions to be made, of course, for Appalachian State. They might be sending Jim Bunning. Sort of make things interesting. Well, that ends our game for today. The final score: Pennsylvania Phillies 3, the Appalachian State Falcons 2, and Appalachian State still up 2-1 in a series, and hopefully a chance for Pennsylvania to tie the series and go back to Philadelphia. On behalf of the WBA and the WBA television network, this is John Pepper Georgiou wishing a pleasant evening, and see you next time.